Lynn Buford.
Robin D. Bennett.
Angela J. Bove.
Kevin P. Belant.
Kelly G. Boyer.
Lynette L. Bach.
John E. Brower.
Diane E. Bowles.
Lance Ray Brown.
Brian S. Boone.
Eric D. Brown.
Jeffrey S. Bursell.
Kara Denise Brunsfeld.
Leslie Ann Bowman.
Tamara L. Bullock.
Holly Meredith Branch.
Jill Christine Burke.
Susan M. Broft.
Jeffrey A. Burns.
Christy M. Brumfield.
Jennifer A. Cady.
Jennifer M. Birch.
Brent Christopher Capriati.
Lisa Ann Burkett.
Matthew J. Carlson.
Teresa Lee Campbell.
Lisa Deanne Carter.
Andrea Lynn Carlos.
Carrie Deborah Casada.
J. S. Carter.
Dawn Marie Christensen.
Nicole Carver.
David Patrick Church.
Robin L. Chilman.
Karen A. Samato.
Kimberly K. Chupa.
Christina Malia Clark.
Catherine M. Civilier.
Candace Klein.
William Blaine Klein.
Aries Life Cook.
Christopher Allen Cole.
Julie K. Cook.
Dane B. Cook.
Gary Vincent Caraggio.
Mark Eric Cook.
Brian L. Coughlin.
Nicholas Earl Cornell.
Buffy Lynn Creighton.
Stacy Michelle Crane.
Maria Lisa Corrali.
Wendy Lee Corral.
Christopher Carl Custard.
Anne Marie Curran.
David C. Dander.
Kathy Zvitkovich.
Jeffrey William Davis.
Casey Michael Danner.
Matthew Robert Davis.
David Roy Darnell.
Victoria Rita DeAngelis.
Leanne Joyce Davis.
Melissa Marie Dinas.
Robert Ellsworth Dean III.
Karen Sue De La Vigna.
John Dennis DeBerry.
Keith Brian Demarest.
Aaron Douglas Denton.
Ernest William Demas.
Brian Joseph Diddy.
James Allen Dole.
Michelle Renee Donnell.
Shauna Lynn Dorset.
Kelly Ann Doherty.
Heather Michelle O'Dowd.
James Leonard Duffy.
Rachel Dione Duck.
Ricky Lee Eastman.
Michelle Louise Durden.
Tracy Lynn Earhart.
Delaney Carol Eddy.
Fred William Alfritz.
Anastasia Lynn Elak.
Wendy Lynn Erickson.
Juliet Brianna Ellig.
Lisa Marie Esterline.
Michael James Erickson.
Meredith Jill Fine.
Marcy Robin Fingerman.
Brad Allen Flahiff.
Rolando David Flores.
William Edward Fogel Jr.
Victoria Grace Frenny.
Todd Mitchell Friedman.
Lee Ann Fry.
Michael John Gaddis.
Keith James Gallagher.
Douglas J. Ganji.
Sean Casey Gaston.
Peggy Joe Gaudette.
Paula Francis Gibson.
Alexander Garib.
Wesley Scott Giffen.
Teresa Marie Gibson.
Nathalie Sean Given.
Thomas Michael Gill.
Wendy Lee Gonsalves.
Deborah Ellen Gold.
Eric A. Griffith.
Ty Roland Graves.
Janelle Lee Gross.
Sean K. Griffin.
Kimberly Ann Gurin.
Stacy Louise Goobser.
Jennifer Lynn Hayes.
Janice Carol Geethley.
Amy Lee Hall.
Kathleen Tracy Hakey.
Carrie Kathleen Ham.
Elizabeth Ann Hall.
Jennifer Sue Harmon.
Kevin Del Hanna.
Glenn Wayne Hawkinson.
Timothy Harlow Hathaway.
Howard Mark Hecht.
Kimberly Ann Heaton.
Buddy Russell Hemlick.
Michael Howard Hecker.
Tracy Lynn Higgins.
Kim Renee Heinsohn.
Brian J. Hawk.
Mark Paul Herzog Jr.
Paul Michael Hollywood.
Kimberly Joe Hines.
Tina Diane Holtz.
Kimberly Ann Hodder.
Laura Marie Hune.
Lisa Ann Hodgson.
Tammy Diane Hutcherson.
Elizabeth Lauren Holmes.
Janine Louise Janis.
Marcia Marie Horan.
Bishop McClendon Johnson.
Scott Warren Houston.
Sean Allen Johnson.
Todd Robert Irvine.
Rasheen Denise Jones.
Roosevelt Alexis James.
Trisha Lynn Jones.
Danielle Jensen.
Daniel William Kath.
Brian Robert Johnson.
Christine Marie Kemmerling.
Jade Heather Johnson.
Nadine Kilstrom.
Christine Marie Jones.
Robert James Kirkpatrick.
Tina Louise Jones.
Keith E. Klein.
Ead Joseph.
Bobby Joe Climas,
Brian John Catralis.
Jennifer Christina Knox,
Finn Olaf Keelan.
Michelle Lee Knudsen,
Jennifer Suzanne Kiddo.
Kelly Lynn Kohler,
Andrew Joseph Cleaver.
Scott Paul Craig,
Eric Alexander Noroski.
Stephen Michael Kabala,
Kristen Knudsen.
Stephen Paul LaBelle,
Pamela Kepke.
Christy Marie Langford,
Kevin Allen Colasar.
Dorothy Kathleen Large,
Kimberly Joe Kirchmark.
Mark Richard Lefebvre,
John Michael Krofchick.
Marcy Renee Lefebvre,
Andy Kanka.
Carrie Ann Lehman,
Wendy Carolyn Lane.
Pedro Antonio Leon,
Sophia Susan Langford.
Tina Marie Lacano,
Kimberly Don Lehman.
Julie Ellen Line,
Jody Marie Lurch.
Tammy Sue Livingston,
Sean Evelyn Lacano.
Diana Lynn Lopez,
Mark Albert Lincoln.
Scott Marr,
Linda Shelley Lipkin.
Michael Patrick Mannion,
Natalie Jacqueline Logan.
Renna Francis Marlowe,
Jody Louder.
John Thurman Marshall,
Jeb Capron Maltus.
Terry Lee Marshall,
Brenda Jean Mansfield.
Daniel Mark Martinez,
Deborah Ann Marsh.
Tina Marie Mathis,
Ronald David Marshall.
Jane Natalie Matthews,
Crystal Shannon Martin.
Michael Lee McClement,
Jared David Mathis.
Michael McCluskey,
Dana Michelle Matloff.
William David McDonald,
Susan Michelle Max.
Kelly Lauren McGrath,
Mark Wiley McClure.
Deanna Dawn Micklin,
Christy Deanne McCrary.
Travis Aaron McNabb,
Amy Lynn McDaniel.
Peter James McQuaid,
Michael Thorin McGee.
Sean Michael Medaya,
Karen Ann McElvoy.
Karen Ann Meinhardt,
Michelle Lynn McMahon.
Paula Messick,
Alan McPherson.
Danica Ray Midton,
Daniel Chaston McWhorter.
Christopher Raymond Miller,
Kevin E. Meek.
Terrell Marilyn Miller,
Jennifer Menji.
Melinda Ann Mills,
Richard Michael Merriman.
Arnold Manuel Mondragon.
Jeffrey Scott Michalak.
Douglas Austin Moore.
Mindy Lou Mikesell.
Jeffrey Dean Morgenthaler.
Jennifer Renee Miller.
Derek Owen Murray.
Tim A. Miller.
Denise Lee Mushler.
Sharon Lisa Mitofsky.
Nancy Lynn Nelson.
Carrie Don Moore.
Christine Dora Newman.
Paula Christine Morgan.
Beth Ellen Norris.
Kimberly Ann Murray.
Patricia Leah Noy.
Kurt Allen Michaelanka.
Kathleen Ann O'Connor.
Frank Farhan Nasser.
Kevin Scott Olin.
Sean Eric Nelson.
Lance Oliver.
Michael David Ney.
Karen Marie Olson.
Brian Norton.
Todd L. Padberg.
Kay Bernice Olexi.
Dana Starr Paris.
Denise Michelle Oliver.
Kimberly Jean Partlow.
Monique Oliver.
Tammy Jill Patrick.
Carrie Lee Ostreicher.
Garrett Clark Pedersen.
Jeffrey Scott Painter.
Donnie V. Parati.
Shannon Dion Parker.
Dana Sue Peterson.
Chris Pacisis.
Carrie Lynn Pickett.
Thomas Sean Patterson.
Brian Scott Pieper.
Scott Leroy Peniston.
Karen Elaine Popadak.
Gregory Michael Peska.
Leo John Presnick.
David William Peterson.
Anne Elizabeth Prince.
Catherine Peel.
Joey Lynn Pruitt.
Walter Plosky.
Christy Joanna Quinn.
Thomas Douglas Powers.
Brian William Roush.
Daniel Patrick Pratt.
Deborah Lynn Riley.
Jacob Dean Prophet.
Karen Ann Renner.
Deborah L. Pines.
Laura Lynn Reynolds.
Scott Channing Rasmussen.
Valerie Lynn Robertson.
William Henry Reed.
Gina B. Rojo.
Susan Eileen Reed.
Stephen Benjamin Rosenthal.
Terry Lynn Reimer.
Stephen M. Reese.
Mary Resnick.
David Earl Rupp.
Kathy Gunnell Rhodes.
Stacy Dawn Sakala.
Stacy Ann Rockman.
Joe Majid Sage.
Susanna Patricia Romo.
Susan S. Sage.
Laura Teresa Ross.
Keith A. Schmidt.
Kathleen Susan Rupany.
Richard Chase Schoenfelter.
Danielle Jean Russo.
Peter George Siaka,
Coe Kryn Sandberg,
Jennifer Lee Simpson,
Jeffrey Daniel Santoro,
Talisa Gay Sider,
Layla Say,
Karen Ann Sargent,
Shalane Schmeltz,
Catherine Wright Shaver,
Michelle Lynn Shadler,
Peter Lawrence Simon,
Greg Michael Shortman,
Catherine Lynn Simpson,
Ellen Elizabeth Schutz,
Tammy Lee Sitterud,
Michael Jeffrey Seda,
Matthew Noel Scow,
Matthew John Seidel,
Sean Kevin Sleeper,
John Robert Sensini,
Bill Richard Smith,
Raymond John Seymour,
Lee Ann Smith,
Robin Ann Sheridan,
Robert Charles Smith,
Kathleen Marie Silva,
Sherry Kathleen Smith,
David Wayne Sippus,
Jody Lynn Snow,
Amy Lisa Sitver,
Thomas Arthur Sorales,
Rhonda Lee Slauson,
Sarah Catherine Sparks,
Susan Claire Smederevac,
Brian Scott Stanley,
Christopher Wayne Smith,
Lydia Ann Stell,
Medea Marie Smith,
Eric Lance Stevens,
Robert Dean Smith,
Suzanne Claire Stevens,
Tiffany Lynn Smith,
Kenneth D. Stump,
Christy K. Snyder,
Rebecca Joe Sundling,
Michael Gerard Southern,
Kathleen Sharon Safransky,
James Roy Splain,
Amy Marie Talkington,
Eric Joseph Stark,
Jennifer Shannon Taylor,
Daniel Harvey Steffen,
Gina Virginia Thomas,
Amy LaJean Stevens,
James Nathan Thorne,
U. Terrence Stearns II,
Kristen Ann Torgerson,
Penny A.R. Stouffer,
Trevor Scott Townsend,
Michael Wade Sumner,
Lloyd Henry Sosi,
Mitch Zito,
Kimberly Susan Turnage,
Sheila Susan Tan,
Todd Michael Underwood,
Timothy Joel Tennyson,
Josephine Louise Van Pelt,
Nadine Elaine Thomas,
Susan Patricia Vaughter,
Dina Marie Torres,
Mark Allen Ventura,
Janelle Leslie Trail,
Jeffrey Paul Vince,
Neely Don Tucker,
Daniel Joseph Waddell,
Lisa M. Van Dale,
Nicolette Marie War,
Christine Marie Vasquez,
Danielle Marie Westlake,
Mary Carol Verlindi,
Frank Veer Whitehead,
Mary Gwen Vowles,
Jennifer Marie Wickstrom,
Connie Lynn Wileski,
Kevin M. Williams,
Tracy Nicole Warford,
Sean Bridger Wilson,
Melanie Lynn Warren,
Shannon Leah Wise,
Jerry L. Whalen,
Dorothy Ann Wojcierski,
Julie Whitmore,
Jennifer Lynn Woodhead,
Deborah Ann Wilachowski,
Catherine Jeanette Wyatt,
Michelle L. Williamson,
Jana Marie Yaw,
Bonnie Maria Wine,
James Stephen Zeiler, Jr.,
Laura Don Weissman,
George Anthony Zupko,
Dina Marie Wood, Joseph Clarence Woods, Ryan Daniel Yancer, Tammy Lynn Zwicky,
Ladies and gentlemen, the Shadow Mountain High School class of 1987. At this time, for the closing statement, class member Dennis Herrick.
Well, graduates, this is it. In less than 2 minutes, it'll all be officially over. And as I stand here and talk, most of you will sit and reminisce. And as the tears drizzle down your cheek, many of you will wonder how it went by all so fast. And as the memories flash by 50 a second, that one party, your best friend or favorite teacher, prom night, your first car date, your worst hangover, or all those nights standing in front of Circle K saying, "Hey mister, can you buy me a case?" Or even cramming the nights before finals, your first day as a freshman, or your last day as a senior. All of these and so many more. And yet, though it seems like only yesterday it began, some of us tonight will walk away, never to return to these halls that we spent 4 years of our lives in. But nevertheless, we will always have the memories, good and bad. So whether or not it's off to college or to a promotion as crew manager at Burger King, it's these memories that we will always have. The memories that we should cherish and never let go of, because as we've been told by so many people so many times before, these are some of the best times of our life. And the key word in that thought is some. Some of the best times, for there is so much left, so much ahead, and so much to look forward to. Because sooner than we think, we'll be raising kids of our own, watching them to grow up to be just like us, or for some of us, making sure they don't. But whatever the case, tonight when you hug your friends and parents and think of all the good times we've had together in the past, remember them. Lock them solid in your memory and think to yourself, this isn't the end of something good, but the beginning of something great. So to all the graduating seniors tonight, I say here's to a great start. And to everyone else, look out, because the class of 1987 has only just begun. So seniors, if you can stand and remove your tassels.
I hereby declare the 1987 commencement exercises at Shadow Mountain High School concluded.
Looking in your eyes, I see a paradise. This world that I found is too good to be true. Standing here beside you, want so much to give you this love in my heart that I'm feeling for you.
Let 'em say we're crazy. I don't